Now listen to this. And to this agree the words of the prophets. You thought this was contrary to the Old Testament, didn't you? Why, it's not. James says this is something that the words of the prophets all say, as it's written. After this. After what? After he calls out a people to his name. After he calls out of the Gentiles, a people to his name. After God calls out the church out of this world. And friends, he's calling out individuals today, and one of these days he'll call the church out of this world. That's the rapture. And that's the next thing on the agenda of God. After this, after he gets through with the church, I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which has fallen down. And friends, it's fallen down today. There's nobody around in the line of David at all. The only one today that has claim is sitting yonder at God's right hand at this very moment, which has fallen down, and he says, I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. That's what God's going to do. He's going to send Jesus. He says to him today, sit thou at my right hand, till I make thy enemies thy footstool. I think God actually is calling out a people to his name, and he's bringing all the enemies of Christ, and they're going to be put underfoot, friend. The rebellion's going to be over one of these days. And the word out today is that the Spirit of God is saying, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way. I'll build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. That the residue of man, the second step, I'll build again the ruins thereof, and I'll set it up. Here's the program of God, calling a people out of the world. His second step with the world is he'll build again the line of David. The only one that's got any claims to it is the Lord Jesus, that the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles. Now, today's calling out of the Gentiles of people, in that day, all the Gentiles. I think that the greatest time of turning to God is yet in the future, after the church leaves this earth. All the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things. And these are the ones that will enter the kingdom. You see that this is the third step of God, that the residue of man might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles. Now, known unto God are all his works from the beginning of the world.